What's going on, man? Welcome back to the basement. I'm Ron. We have a little bit of an impromptu high-stakes draft today. We're going to be in a $350 high-stakes redraft managed league over on the NFFC once again for the sole reason that I've spent the last pretty much 24 hours. I was working until 3 a.m. We now have our official August 1st redraft rankings live, and I figured, you know what, why not come in here and test them out live on air for you guys. So we'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek. We'll give a little bit of a sneak peek here, just so you can see exactly what we're working with. But if you hop on Patreon, patreon.com/Ron Stewart, right here, I have a link pinned in the live chat in the description. Should be in the comment section down below, patreon.com/Ron Stewart. Look at how beautiful this is, man. Look at how beautiful this is. Now, this is just what you get. You have like positional rankings and tiers and all of this, and you have my top 200 for PPR and half PPR leagues, and I edited it this year, so I have my ideal draft range, right? So if I'm drafting Gibbs, I would like to have him in the early fourth for ETN, early fourth for Keenan Allen, all the way through all of the draft rounds in here. And then once players get drafted, you can just click them off. You make a copy of this Google Doc, boom. Entire draft guide just for you guys. It's all on the Patreon. On top of rankings here, you get my waiver wire article in season where I guide you through how much fab I'm spending on each player. You have my rest of season rankings, my weekly rankings, my start-sit streams in season. I give so much value for just $8 a pop over on patreon.com. So make sure you check that out. Now, what we have at hand today, let me get this on the screen here. We're going to be in a high-stakes draft, $350, redraft managed league on the NFFC. It's going to be third round reversal, 6-point passing TD. It's going to be from the number 2 spot, which is exciting for us. And yeah, full PPR, 1 quarterback. Full PPR. All right, we're on the clock here. We're going to take Jamar Chase. A little bit of a goof that I don't have this on the screen right now, but we're going to get it on the screen in a second. We have the 2 spot overall, which pretty easily is always going to be Jamar Chase for us. So let's get the draft board on the screen. Draft board. And then we'll get also the draft room going as well. So here is where we're at. Only 3 picks have been made. We have the 2 spot in this draft. We decided, why not let it fly? Definitely will workshop the patreon.com thing, but let's maybe zoom in even a little bit more. Yeah, I think that'll do. We'll put ourselves here. And yeah, how's everybody doing? How is everybody? This is where we're at. I have my rankings and ADP on a separate screen right now, just checking things off. Excited to hop into one of these. Again, I've been working super hard on these rankings for the past like 24 hours. Wow, and we get Bijan going that early here. My goodness. That is pretty early for Bijan. What, 105 Bijan ahead of McCaffrey, ahead of Eckler, first running back off the board. How do we feel about that? I don't think I would do it just given ADP, but if ADP dictated that I had to pick him here, I probably would. I am just setting up things on the back end here. I'm going to say what's up to you guys in a second here. Going to say what's up in a second. It's really just a matter of me getting all of my shit under control here. Kelsey goes, nothing too crazy here. And then I do want to fix this real quick. Eckler off the board. A.J. Brown at 108 feels a little bit early. We have like 2 guys that are in like the top 100 of like career earners on this site as well. So we do have some big dogs in this draft with us. Now we'll put this here. Boom. All right. Now I can say what's good to you guys. How's everybody doing? How is everybody? We got Moraine in here gassing up, dude. So many people hate the new intro song. I think it's good. I gotta be honest with you guys. Like the guy who does the new intro song is K Texas. He went to high school with me. He was a grade above, and I fuck with his music. I think he's good. People are like, oh, it's like auto-tune and stuff. It's like, dude, everybody in the rap game right now is using auto-tune. So it's just like, I don't know, just like old guys that shaking their fist at rap or whatever. I mean, rap's not the only music I listen to, but I think K Texas is good, and you know, when it's slim pickings when it comes to copyright free music, and I think he's pretty damn good. I think he is pretty damn good, if you ask me. But how's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday night here? Firing up a draft. There's nothing I like better than August coming around. We fire up these high-stakes drafts. It's just a ton of fun. We have the 2 spot here with Jamar Chase. I don't really have any plan in mind. I'm hoping that something fun falls there. Maybe like Jonathan Taylor could fall there. That would be fun. I also assume that nobody in this draft is in this live stream as well, so we can kind of think out loud in terms of what we're going to do here. But should be very fun. We got Julian Connor in here. We got Trey Cobbs, true OG. Among Us, what's going on? We got Dylan in here. We got Among Us, I already said that. You got the 101 in one of these on Sunday. Absolutely love my team. Love to see it. Is the targeted draft value tiers just for 12-team leagues, or do you have a filter in place for 10-team? It's just for 12-teamers right now. Just for 12-teamers right now. But you can kind of, I mean, it's in a 10-teamer / 14-teamer, it's pretty similar. It's not going to be too far off. But yeah, I'm very excited about these. Worked very hard on these rankings. Stayed up super late last night working on them. Finished them up this morning. But I think they're clean. That's why I wanted to hop in here and use them and just kind of take them with me into a draft. Just kind of almost like demoing it to you guys. You know, I'm crossing guys off myself right now. Just sort of keeping up with the draft, and we'll see what comes to us. We will see what comes to us. How's everybody doing in here? Everybody having a good Tuesday night? I think, don't hold me to it, but I think we're going to be starting up the draft strategy videos again starting this week. So I think, expect by the end of the week, we'll definitely be doing a double hero RB draft strategy video by the end of the week. So be on the lookout for that. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for the draft strategy videos. Now that it's August, we're going to be hitting the banger videos pretty hard here. You said just got your draft order in position 3. We're thinking Jettis. Yeah, I would say one of those 3. One of those 3 is to play. Back in the basement for year 4, Colin Smith. Love to see it. The OG. Bijan over CMC. I have him back-to-back right now. I don't think I can't quite stomach it. I get the argument. I can't quite stomach it just yet. Would you rather start off a draft with Jefferson, Breece, Gibbs, or Bijan, Etienne, Ridley? Probably Jefferson, Breece, Gibbs, but I wouldn't really like. I don't like Etienne as a second, and I don't like Gibbs as a third, or Breece as a second. I don't like either of those starts really. Wow, Gibbs in the 2nd round, Team 6, throwing his nuts on the table. This is why we play in these leagues, man. And I'm not saying that guy is bad. I'm not saying that he is not good at fantasy football. I am just saying that is a pretty hefty reach there. That is a pretty hefty reach there that I wouldn't do personally. I got to be honest with you guys. I am praying for one man and one man only to get to this pick. What is Team 3 going to do? He takes T. We're going to sprint to the podium, fellas, and we're taking Jonathan Taylor. We are going to take Jonathan Taylor. All right, so I'm a bit of an idiot here. I don't have the draft room pulled up yet, so I'm calling this a bit close here. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, so give me JT, man. Give me JT. I know you can make the case for, like, Devonta Smith or something, and I know that there's some uncertainty with Jonathan Taylor right now. but I can't pass on 211 Jonathan Taylor when he's been going super early all year. It's probably really rare that you find a team out there that has both Jonathan Taylor and Jamar Chase right now. Also, please be aware, this is not best ball. This is a redraft managed league. There is no trades, but there are waivers, and I'm setting my lineup every week in this league. It's 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, a kicker defense, and 10 bench spots. So keep that in mind. Full PPR, 6-point passing TD. Keep all of that in mind. So Devonta Smith is gone. Derrick Henry goes. How do we feel about that Jonathan Taylor pick? I'm really not all that scared about a holdout or anything or injury. Like, that's not all that concerning to me. It seems like he should be good to go. And if he gets traded from the Colts, there's like very few teams that are a worse spot to land in than the Colts. So I'm all in on, like, if we're gonna get like 2-3 turn JT prices, I'll be all in that area. What do we think? Is that a W start or what? I'm curious what you guys think about that. We got Cole Bryant in here. You'll get a good RB for sure. Yeah, I mean, JT looks like a good RB to me. You said, hey, Ron, I played my first FF League last year, and I still have a lot to learn. What resources would you recommend to improve understanding? I would say my videos are a pretty good spot to start. I'd say my videos would be good. I would say my streams are good. I would say my Patreon is really good. After that, I really like, in terms of like YouTube channels and resources, I think JJ Zacharyason's amazing. I think RotoViz is pretty good with like Sean Siegel and them over there. I think Ship Chasing with like Overzet and Pat Crane. Honestly, anything that Overzet, Pat Crane, or Sean Siegel do, I think is worth checking out. I think Establish the Run is really good as well. I would say that that's probably where I would start. You said, got the one in my home league. Am I crazy taking Chase over Jefferson? You're an Ohio native. I don't think so. I don't think I think there's a case for it, and I think in a home league setting you can make the case to get a little crazy there and make that move. Am I planning on doing any FFPC manage this year? I think maybe just one with Jakob, but I'm not a huge fan of FFPC. But I think Jakob, and one of our buddies on Twitter, Cam's Not Sober, are going to do a main event, like splitting like a 2K entry a few ways. So be on the lookout for that. I'll also say something that I do want to announce formally, and I'll definitely put like a post about it on Patreon and everything, but we 100% should hit this mark. We almost hit it last year. It would be pretty crazy if we didn't hit this mark, but if we hit 1,000 patrons by week 1, I will pick a random patron, and we will both do a high-stakes NFFC Silver Bullet $1,000 entry. I'll cover the buy-in. We'll split whatever we get in winnings. I think that's going to be really fun, and we'll stream the draft on the channel and everything. And on JT, at the 2-3 turn, yeah. The 2-3 turn, I'm in. You said both interests have been fire. Yeah, I agree. Chance is dope, but he's killing me. Yeah, I would take Ridley over Madison all day. We got Danny in here. What's going on, brother? What's going on, Danny? So Keenan Allen off the board. Man, they're going to force us to take another freaking running back, dude. They're going to force us to take another freaking running back. This is a pretty wide receiver hungry room. So he goes Najee. So we're going to go Andrews here and see what makes it back to us. I've been wanting to get an Andrews team in for a while. And there's like a couple running backs on the board I like one wide receiver. But I'm down to get a positional advantage at tight end and just go Andrews here and see what makes it back to us. There's like 3 position players that I'd be fine with. So we're going to go Andrews. I would take Andrews as high as like 301, to be honest with you. I don't know why he's like much cheaper than that. But you can get him very cheaply or for super inexpensive prices, I guess. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, good call, good call. Remember, it's a round 3 reversal this league. Wow, so he goes double wide receiver here. Man, we took Josh Jacobs in another one of these. Man, this is really close for me between Ridley and Ramondre. Man, Ridley and Ramondre. I think I'm going to go Ridley here. I know, like, I could go a running back, but I'm just going to go Ridley. I don't think Ridley's going to be a 4th-round pick for much longer, especially not in, like, NFFC. Anytime he comes to me here, I'm going to take Ridley. I do like both of the running backs there, and I know I went on a rant on Twitter last night about that I think I would consider Ramondre and Jacobs in the late 2nd if ADP made me. But we already took, we took 2 non-wide receivers round 2, 3. I'm down to go back to the well, especially in a room like this where wide receiver seems to be the room seems to be pretty wide receiver hungry. And we can see if we can get something crazy like a falling 5th round Breece Hall or something. Again, I would have considered it, but just 1 wide receiver through 4 rounds would have put us at a little bit of a pickle there. Yeah, it's start 3 wide receivers, and it's a full PPR league. And again, I don't think Ridley's going to be this cheap. Like, I can't wrap my head around taking, like, these guys, like Cole, Momoa. And I know Cole is actually a guy who's, like, in the top 100 for, like, highest career earnings on this site. But I can't wrap my head around taking, Hopkins, Cooper, Keenan Allen, Jerry Jeudy over Ridley. If you want to take Metcalf, Debo, fine. But then this has to be Ridley here. And I think as we get later into the season, Ridley's going to be a lot more expensive on these high-stakes sites. So I'm fine getting another share. I could have gone Jacobs. Jacobs does have like a 4th-round ADP. We took Jacobs last time. I don't want too many teams tied up in Jacobs. Could have gone Ramondre. And I think eventually I'm going to be a lot more in on Ramondre, especially like 3rd-round price tag Ramondre. But I do sort of want to wait and see if they sign a running back. I would be curious to know if they sign. And honestly, this room is still so wide receiver hungry that I'm kind of glad we did what we did. Because we would have been priced out in another round or so. So ETN's still on the board. So we still have ETN, Breece Hall, Ramondre, and Jacobs all on the board. Yeah, exactly. He follows as soon as there's a signing. Once the signing is done, or once we get like official word that the Patriots don't sign somebody, then I'm probably going to end up with a lot more Ramondre. Like, I'm fine taking him at the 2-3 turn. This says Ridley over Devonta. No, I know it's a little bit confusing. Just make sure you look here, fellas, in terms of like which way the rounds are going. It's a 3rd-round reversal. So Hurts went 301. I took Ridley here, 402, and Devonta Smith went like a round earlier. So the way the draft went was 1st, 2nd, and then it started, 301, and then we're just going to snake the rest of the way. And it's just a way of shaking things up a little bit and giving a little bit more power back to these late picks, which I think is kind of fair. Again, for anybody out there, listening along here, I forgot. Overzet's really put me on to servicing the audio listeners. All of these, by the way, if anybody out there like listens to strictly podcasts and like you're just tuning in for the stream or you have it on in the background, we're going to start. Every stream is going to be on my podcast feed. I have a link in the description. I might even put it in the live chat right now. But I have I upload the audio for these for every video I do and every stream I do. I put in the podcast feed, and that goes on like Spotify, Apple Music, like we're literally wherever you can find a podcast. They're all out there. So if you find yourself like, man, I like watching Ron's videos, but I would really rather just like listen to them on the way to work, boy, do I got the links for you. So let me drop that in there for a second. Yeah, somebody was wilding with the 2nd-round Gibbs, Danny. You'd be surprised, man. Like, guys in this league they don't care about ADP in these settings. It's truly a joy to play with them, and I respect their cojones, man. I mean, it's that 4th round. So this is a wide. So usually we get into some pretty RB hungry rooms on this site, but this is a This is a wide receiver hungry room, man. Deontay Johnson in the 4th round. 312 freaking DeAndre Hopkins. Dude, I'm trying so hard to get the freaking podcast links. All right, here you go. Boom. I think that should work. Yeah, I mean, like 4th round Christian Kirk. Yeah, they literally just draft based on vibes. Like, we're drafting. I mean, this is like one of the hungriest wide receiver rooms I've ever seen. They are taking Christian Kirk, Deontay Johnson over Ramondre and Jacob. So there goes Ramondre. I'm so shocked that like people are that scared. Like we now have a 5th round Josh Jacobs on the board. 5th round Josh Jacobs. Man, this is a wide receiver hungry room. Man, the boys are hungry for wide receivers. Let me tell you that. So Herbert and Burrow are gone, I believe. Herbert, Burrow are gone. Watson, DJ Moore. Herbert gone. Brees off the board. Oh, yeah, the audio listeners, we started from the 102. We went Chase. We went Jonathan Taylor. And then we had the 3rd round reversal. Came back around, went Andrews Ridley right now. Feeling pretty sweet about this start. Surprisingly, Jacobs is still on the board. This is the furthest I've ever seen Jacobs fall. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I really don't think that he makes it back to us. But if he does, I would jump all over it. Just putting that out there. All right, so he's gone. Kittle, Ayuk is gone. Javonte over Jacobs. Am I an idiot and somebody took Jacobs and I just didn't see it? No. No. Aaron Jones over Jacobs. What the hell is going on? Tell me I'm not being an idiot, fellas. Like, Jacobs is 100% not taken yet. Like, I'm and I'm not even a big Jacobs guy. But this is pretty wild. This is pretty wild, I would say. So Kirk is gone. Deontay. All right. Very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know what to think, really. If Jacobs makes it all the way back to us, I'll sprint to the podium and grab him. But I don't think it's going to be in the cards. I hope it is. I hope it happens, but I would really doubt it. People just scared about the holdout? Like, what the hell is going on here? Team 6 taking nothing but running backs. This has to be it. How do you start 3 straight running backs, man? What a start. McCaffrey, Gibbs, Lamar, Brees. Just straight testosterone. Yeah, it's a 3 wide receiver full PPR league. You said just checked out the updated rankings. Love the additions you've outdone yourself, my man. I'm glad you like it. I'm telling you, I worked super hard on them. Like, they're in a spot right now where I'm confident. Like, if any of you guys have a draft coming up, or like, I'm gonna probably make end of the week. I'll have an uploadable that you can just upload straight to Underdog. But oh my goodness, he almost got to us. Oh, he almost got to us. He almost got to us, man. Now, I'm thinking through here, fellas. I like Mike Williams and Terry McLaurin. Do we have any? Do we have a strong take on like who we prefer between either of them? I do already have a Mike Williams team stacked with Ridley, I believe. So I would be down to take McLaurin just to change it up. Man, I wish that was me. I wish that was me. So there goes Mike Williams. I'm going to take Terry McLaurin and gamble that we get Lawrence on the way back here. Like, late 5th McLaurin feels crazy, unless if he already went and I'm not seeing it. I know a lot of you guys want me to go Lawrence here. I'm going to try and push it 1 round. I know I'm getting a little bit ballsy there. We're going to go McLaurin. If this guy wants to take an unstacked Trevor Lawrence, be my guest. Be my guest. And if he does, then like we can just take Lockett, and it's not a huge deal. What'd you say good call chat for? 3 top 5 RBs in the QB1 says eat it. Of course the guy with like a million running backs passes on Jacobs for Mike Evans. I love it. But yeah, man, that was weird, dude. Mixing Aaron Jones, Javonte over Jacobs in round 5 feels yucky. Yucky. So there's Lockett. Danny, you better shut your mouth. You better shut your mouth, Danny. Come on, buddy. Right this way. Right this way. So there goes Lockett. I got to be honest. If he takes our guy here, I really don't have a backup plan. 6-round JSN is like reaching an ADP on this site, but I'd be able to stomach it. Marquise Brown. Okay, so he goes Waller. All right, so we'll sprint to the podium. We'll take our Trevor Lawrence, and that'll be that. Oh, what a start. Oh, what a start. Oh, what a start, baby. What a start. What a start, man. We haven't filled the flex yet, but we have like a hero RB going on here. We have like elite onesies and sweet wide receivers. Like we have Trevor Lawrence at QB, JT at RB1. Then we have Chase, Ridley, McLaurin as our 3 wide receivers. Andrews elite onesie. Woo-wee. Come on. I'm hyped for this draft. This has been a beautiful, beautiful start here. Beautiful, beautiful start. How much is it for the rankings? I believe it's like $8 on Patreon. And on top of the rankings, you get my weekly rankings in season, which I'll have like, you know, who to start, my flex rankings, all of that. You get my waiver wire article every week. So it's like all included. You said you want this on UD, but you'll never get it? Yeah. You only get this kind of start in these rooms. It's crazy. Said, first time I've caught you live in a bit, man. You've been live middle of the night for me. Where are you from, Pesky? I feel like you've maybe said Australia before, but I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. George Pickens off the board. I will say I've been slacking on crossing guys off. So Pitts goes Pierce, Goddard, Pickens. Man, I got to be honest. I really like how this is going. No, this is a redraft managed league. Full PPR. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, tight end, and a flex spot. So that voice crack going crazy? Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Why you gotta do me like this, bro? I mean, the Taylor situation seems like a total mess, but, like, I don't... Oh, my goodness, dude. Somebody needed a backseat. Oh, the misclick, man. It's on these. It's funny, man. On these like high stakes site, and I kind of get it. $350 on the line if you're able to, you know, get a pick back if you misclick. But it is funny, man. It is funny. It is funny. We see very often, you know, somebody misclicks and they get the pick back. So that's what just happened here. Sorry, it's $8 a month, but you can leave at any time, I guess, if the weekly rankings and stuff aren't worth it to you. Said all RBs have that chance when you think about it. Yeah. You said your videos last year going through every single game and ranking the games that way were so good to watch. Going through the games, every single game and ranking. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do this year for... It's so tough, man. Like, in-season content is so draining. Like, I hate to be that guy. It just is. That was sort of tough to keep up with early on. I think I might just do, like, top 30 type rankings for each position. I might just do top 30 RB, top 30 wide receivers instead of going through each matchup. But I could be talked into doing it. I'm not sure. It's an absolute bitch to do. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Going through like every single game, analyzing the game environment. Kenneth Walker still on the board? Yeah, he is. All right, so he just went there. Dobbins still on the board? I don't think he'll make it back to us, but I'd take Dobbins. So we saw Addison go. We saw Burks go. Madison. Walker, Sanders. There goes Pittman. So Pittman, Walker, Madison, Addison. 6th-round Freiermuth is an interesting way to spend a 6th-round pick. I'll tell you that much. I don't know that I would even spend a 6th-round pick on Goddard, to be real. I have Freiermuth ranked as my 114th player. Yeah, dude, the matchup by matchup... It's a helpful video, but in-season content is so tough because those weren't even like they really like and I hate to be views oriented, but they weren't getting enough views to justify how much time I was putting into them. I probably won't make a wide receiver RB tier list video until probably like the last week of August as like a final submission, if you will. You said Goldberg T levels are sky high. Even his wide receiver picks are prototypical, robust RB like. Yeah, exactly. Pickens and Mike Evans, just perfect. You said New Zealand, but live in Australia. I knew that was like sort of the case. Oh yeah, dude. ESPN and Yahoo have Ridley as like a 4th, 5th round guy. Yeah, it is a lot. I might do it to start out the season. We'll see. I'm open to it. I've kind of tweaked things to make things a little bit easier to record these days, but we will see. There's a lot of guys on the board that I still really like. So there goes Tua. Probably an unstacked Tua. So Tua, James Cook, James Conner gone, Deshaun gone, Cook's gone. Pittman, Walker, Madison. Do we have a preference between my next highest rated player? So there goes Gabe Davis. I think I'm taking JSN, dude. I think I'm going to take JSN. I'm looking at JSN, Hollywood Brown, J.K. Dobbins. I'm going to take Dobbins and see what gets back to us here. I've been taking a lot of JSN. Late 7th round Dobbins is a pretty crazy price to pay. There's a few wide receivers on the board that I'd be absolutely fine taking here. A few wide receivers still on the board I'm down to take here. But this is a pretty sweet price on Dobbins, and we have kind of like the Ravens stack going here. We'll see what this guy does. Have to remember, too, I've already done 2 of these, and both teams already have JSN on them. And in terms of ADP, Dobbins has a higher ADP than both of the wide receivers I'm looking at here. Oh, please, no. Please, Lundqvist. If he takes JSN, it's going to sting real bad here. Please don't. That was probably, this Dalvin pick was probably going to be Dobbins. And we secured JSN. Flawless start. Flawless start through 8 picks. Flawless start through 8 picks. That Dalvin Cook would have been Dobbins. We played that perfectly. We played that perfectly. I'm psyched for this team, fellas. I'm psyched for this team. My goodness, what a start. 8 picks through, and every single time I have been excited to press the button on the player we've picked. We go Ridley, McLaurin, Trevor Lawrence, J.K. Dobbins, then JSN. After starting Jamar Chase, Jonathan Taylor, Mark Andrews, Ridley. Yeah, Dalvin Cook over JSN. Dalvin Cook over JSN. I love it, man. I absolutely love it. Man, that's beautiful. Oh my goodness, this has been a good start. Still got to land the plane. But we're good at all of our onesies. It's almost a, we took kind of a Dobbins there, and it's almost in a way sort of a like modified double hero type of look. Beautiful. Yeah, Dalvin Cook. That is very funny. But we'll see. I think we'll even get some wide receiver value to fall back to us, man. I think we will. Psych. I was actually thinking we were going to get like a Gabe or like a Elijah Moore to get back to us. It's really going to come down to, we have a couple options in terms of wide receivers. So honestly, we're almost a little bit behind at wide receiver, but not even. We're going to have through the flex. Or no, JSN's our flex right now. So 9 and 10 should be wide receivers, but it's going to get tricky here. Yeah, good call on Nico. Every time I find myself somehow slacking on the checklist. Like I thought I got all these guys already clicked off. And that is not the case. There goes Pacheco. Montgomery's gone. Is there anybody else that I am missing? There's somebody in here who said they're like a fitness influencer. I think I read that. You said, Ron, I've been trying to reach you about answering some fitness related questions. By no means am I somebody, but I have 70K on TikTok. I love to talk / answer. Where you been trying to contact me? That's super interesting, man. I don't have any advice when it comes to fitness, but I imagine it's more like creator growth type of questions. I would say the best way to reach me is probably my DMs on Twitter. Just say you're the guy who runs a fitness account that commented on this video. We got Mike Murray in here, all caps, loaded team. He said RB depth is needed. P. Ryan's your guy. Yeah, we're starting to see some wide receivers fly off here. A couple wide receivers that I still really like. I have 3 wide receivers that I would be ecstatic to draft at the late 9, but I don't know if they'll make it back. I do not know if that's in the cards here. Sky Moore go? Yeah, Sky Moore, huh? Sky Moore is going to be is an eighth round pick now. I kind of see it. Like I do understand. I have a hard time doing it myself, though. I'll say that much. But I love that. I love that call. I think it was Rohan that typed it. But yeah, 8 guys in, and every player we've drafted is from the first 6 round on underdog, and this is why I preach underdog. as a way to practice for your home leagues. Like, of course, as always, not that one, but use promo code RON on Underdog. Promo code RON. They'll match your deposit up to $100. Damn, Flowers and Quentin Johnson were the two guys that I would have liked. We have one more wide receiver that I'd like. I don't know if he'll make it back to us. But what was I saying? But you draft enough teams on Underdog that you get into these drafts, and you realize, Dalmans goes at the 5-6 turn on Underdog. I'll take him in the late 7th. JSN goes at the 5-6 turn on Underdog. I'll take him at the 8th round. Like, you just start to realize, like, these players shouldn't be available in these ranges. Like, Terry McLaurin's a 4th round pick on Underdog. Calvin Ridley's a 3rd. So I'm just taking nothing but values based on sharper ADP with money on the line. You said, I really like rookies. I feel like rookies are, man, Bateman was the other wide receiver I had circled. Is it time for the Joker? So there goes Juju. Everybody's kind of just snatching up the wide receivers here. There goes Ingram. I'm trying to think through. I have nothing but like pretty sweet running back targets available right now, but I don't really feel the need to take any of them. But yeah, rookies are definitely the best value in home leagues. Your buddies just don't keep up with football enough to know the rookies, I think is really what it comes down to. Yeah, Stevenson 412 was crazy. I was prepared to take any of Stevenson, Jacobs, whoever made it back to us. We got Gerald in here. What's going on, brother? There goes P. Ryan. Yeah, Jacobs fell really far too. We were 1 pick away from getting Jacobs, I think, or like 2 picks away. So there goes Penny. I gotta be honest, I have one guy in mind that I'll sprint to the podium to take. I'll be pretty gutted if he's taken here. We've had everything go our way so far. Can we get one more? Can we get one more? And Khalil Herbert goes. All right, so give me Kadarius Toney here. Sprinting to the podium to get Toney there. I have to be honest, I wouldn't say we're like behind that wide receiver, but I like to have through the flex +2. Right now, like JSN, Toney are like flex options, so I probably am going to hammer. Like, we're going to mix in a lot. Like, we're not going to just be done through 10 rounds with wide receiver like I usually am. Like, we're going to be mixing in wide receivers here for sure. For sure. And I don't feel a lot of pressure to take another running back right now. Like, we already have Dobbins. We can just take flyers late. I have one wide receiver in mind here if he gets back to us. Yeah, I got one wide receiver in mind. And if he goes, I might take Dylan. Oh, okay, so there goes Dylan. If the wide receiver I'm looking at goes, I might take A-Chain. I do like A-Chain. I mean, I know everyone's saying, like, Toney's not going to play games, but you have to remember, Toney was, like, a 6th-round pick, and now he's getting negative news, and I'm just scooping up value. I'm absolutely, like, late 9th round Kadarius Toney, I'll take all day, man. That's just a guy who can fill in the flex for me when I need him. What's this guy going to do? I would like, my ideal pick here is Nico Collins. I'll just come out and say it. Nico Collins is my guy here. Okay, so he takes Odell. I think we just have to take Nico. I'm not stoked about Nico or anything, but I think he just makes sense for this team. We're, like I said, like we're top pivot at wide receiver right now. I kind of want to get some some more bullets in the chamber at wide receiver. So let's go Nico Collins. Why not? In ADP right now, he's a 10th round pick. That's about where I have him value-wise in my rankings. Not the sexiest pick of all time. I'll tell you that much. Picking Nico Collins in the 10th round is not the sexiest pick of all time, but I think it's fine. I think it is more than fine for what we're looking for in this range route. 10th round Deonta Foreman. 10th round Deonta Foreman over Charbonnet, A-Chain, Elijah Mitchell, Damian Harris. There it is, man. There it is. There goes Charb. How do we feel about Charbonnet and just like, I guess like the Seahawks backfield in general? I don't really know how to feel about the like injuries for those guys right now. There's not a ton of like actionable stuff coming out in those reports. It's like a lot of like out indefinitely with like groin stuff. Somebody asked me a question about JT. My bad on kind of skipping around with these streams, but it is tough to check off players who get picked, keep up with the draft, and then like also interact with you guys. But I do love it. It's a fun juggling act. Don't get me wrong. But I do miss some things from time to time that I wish I had brought up. Okay, this is what it is. I'm sure you answered this a million times, but what are we doing with JT? I'm taking JT at the 2-3 turn. I'll still take him over like Derrick Henry. Like the age and workload problems are still tough. And Ramondre, Brees, and Jacobs are guys we're going to get some pretty nice discounts on while there's some uncertainty there. And JT will fall too, but to me, he's kind of a tier above those guys where it's pretty clear he's not going to hold out. I think he plays for the Colts, but even not, if he gets traded, there's like a billion teams out there. Like there's very few teams that would be a worse landing spot than where he is right now. Like, he could go pretty much anywhere, and he'd still be a 2-3 turn guy for me. So I'm fine drafting him, especially in a contest like this where they've been drafting, like, all offseason. JT starts are going to be super, super rare. So I do like having that in my back pocket. And then what about the backups? I would say I'm sprinkling in Evan Hull. Like, I ranked Evan Hull decently high. I'm looking at the weekly rankings right now, by the way. Anybody in here? The weekly rankings are legit fresh off the press. I literally posted them to Patreon like 15 minutes before we went live today. They are fresh off the press, top 200 for PPR and half PPR leagues. At my top 200, they're all tiered. They're all tiered, and then they also say like what round I'm targeting these players. And there's like it's a checklist you can copy for your own use. You get weekly rankings in season. You get my waiver wire article in season that talks about how much fab you should be spending each week. It's an amazing gig. I give out too much value on the Patreon. But again, fresh off the press, fully updated. The plan is to update these every single Sunday until the first Sunday of the season. So, Evan Hull, I liked him coming out. Interesting profile where he has like a lot of juice. He has some size. He can catch passes. I have him at 177 as a guy I would take in the 16th round or later in this like Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Kareem Hunt, Ty Chandler area. So it's pretty yucky, but he's a guy I'll take a flyer on. I have no problem taking a flyer on him. So there goes A-Chain. That's a great price on A-Chain. A-Chain's a guy, I think if I make a skyrocketing players video from this rankings update, which I probably will in the next coming days, I think I'm going to talk about A-Chain. He's somebody that I've really sort of catapulted up the rankings here. That feels early for Aaron Rodgers. So Aaron Rodgers, Team 9, are you at least stacking him to Garrett Wilson? No. People in these leagues are so wild, man. 10th round Aaron Rodgers when you already have 3rd round Joe Burrow. Neither of them are stacked for shit. I mean, it's not how I would spend $350, fellas, but really not much more I can say than just respect, brother. Like, respect. Just undying respect for these soldiers that put everything on the line. You know, toss ADP and your social constructs to the wayside. So Darnell Mooney, I need to cross off. I'm behind right now. People are picking fast right now. Fast as hell, boy. Tyler Boyd, Darnell Mooney, Dolchich, I need to cross off. I think I'm caught up now. All right, we're caught up. We have some guys that I like. Brian Robinson go? I feel like I missed that. Yeah, he did. There goes Rashee Rice. That's a fun pick that I definitely eyeing up there. All right, so let me sort of scroll down and get caught up here. Yeah, him as a dynasty asset's interesting. Him as a dynasty asset is interesting. Just because, like, you know, we're now all painfully aware that long-term he's in trouble, which is, like, the second contract for running backs is a real thing. You said, just join, what does the rest of the team look like? We started Chase, JT, Andrews, Calvin Ridley to third-round reversal. This is a redraft, full PPR, 6-point passing TD, set your lineup league. But we go Chase, JT, Andrews, Calvin Ridley, McLaurin, Trevor Lawrence, J.K. Dobbins, JSN, Kadarius Toney, Nico Collins. Really fun start. So Dak and Kirk Cousins off the board. Let's see. I'm thinking, fellas, if he gets to us here, I'm going to take Damian Harris. I would say the two guys I'm looking at are Damian Harris and Rondale Moore. We know the one spot is thirsty for running backs. I'm going to take Damian Harris here. Like, we definitely could take a wide receiver, and I don't feel like I have to force it. I think we're going to get some decent values on guys like Marvin Mims in a second here, too. So, yeah, let's get Damian Harris. Damian Harris, like, to me, is just, like, a very nice, steady Eddie running back. I don't know how many more running backs we're even going to need to take at this point. Like, we really don't need much more. But, yeah, Damian Harris there is really fun. 11th round. His ADP on this site is... Damian Harris's ADP on this site is 10th round. So that's sweet. We got him like a round past ADP. We know for sure this Lundqvist guy wanted a running back most likely. Dude, I think we're taking this 101's lunch money here. But what do I know, man? What do I know? Yeah, I'm not worried about like Deion Jackson's like interesting. But I think Hull's just better with a little bit more upside there. You said Aaron Rodgers down 2 spots in the rankings as a Jets fan, the unbiased hero we need. I tried to take the bias out of it. I tried to. Like I said here, I think if Rondale Moore's available, I'm going to take Rondale Moore here, fellas. I don't know how we feel about that, but Rondale's ADP is 11th round. And some of the rookie wide receivers I'm eyeing up, I think we can get to fall back to us. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get better about scheduling live streams. It really just so happened that this was last minute just because I was working on the rankings earlier today, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to finish them, and then we'll hop on and go live. But, yeah, I'll definitely have these scheduled out like 24 hours in advance. Especially, the plan is after just looking through to make sure like this is probably the right play. I think I might take Kendre Miller here, man. I'm going to take Kendre Miller. I was tempted to go Rondale there, but I didn't really feel the need. I could have gone Rondale Moore, but it's just like, you know, JSN, Toney, Collins are going to be competing for flex spot. We could have gone Rondale there, but I didn't feel like it had to be done. I think Kendre Miller was probably the better pick there. But because there's some rookie wide receivers I'm eyeing up that might make it back to us, but I might get burned there. Like, I very much want to throw some darts at Mims, Mingo, and Reed here. If any of them make it back to us in the 14th or in the 13th. You said you were watching an old high stakes mock draft to get the juices flowing. Said, hey Ron, big fan. Who is your favorite RB buy for production this year in Dynasty? Probably James Conner. Probably James Conner. If not James Conner. If not James Conner. I would say Aaron Jones and James Conner are the two names that come to mind. Aaron Jones and James Conner. How do we feel about going Kendre Miller there? I feel like running back's getting a little bit slim. He used to me, Kendre Miller's like the last pretty pure handcuff. Like I think he has upside to taking control of the job, but I don't think guys like Spears or Bigsby or Jalen Warren really have that same path. As much as I like those guys, he feels like a little bit of like a mini tier ahead as a guy that can kind of emerge on his own, I guess. So there goes Schultz. Russell Wilson is gone. Somebody take an Eagles defense. Godspeed, brother. KJ Osborne. So there goes Rondell. That's a great pick on Rondell. Pulled the hamstring sprinting to the podium. Yeah, I mean, I could have taken Tank to stack with Lawrence, but I didn't feel super pressured to correlate like a handcuff, I guess. So Rondale gone, Bigsby gone. People are picking players at a rapid rate here. There goes Laporta. Laporta and Chigo Conquo over Dalton Kincaid. Interesting. I cannot say I would do it, but I understand where they're coming from. Also, 12th round KJ Osborne in this economy is outrageous, I would say. Jerome Ford, Raheem Mostert gone. DPJ, huh? DPJ and Rashid Shaheed. All right, perfect. I think we're all up to speed here. Miller's fine. Would rather have Dylan in the 9th and Rondale in the 12th. I think that's a fair point. Dylan and Rondale over Kadarius and Kendre. I think you might be onto something there. You said you have 0 KJ Osborne? I think I also have 0. Maybe I have a couple just stacked to Kirk. But yeah, I don't have a lot. Just looking. This is pretty far. I mean, Jalen Warren's kind of falling here. There goes, 13th round Zeke is this guy also, and he took Pollard and Zeke, this Knox guy. This is why I love these rooms, man. These guys are a bunch of wild cards. I don't know what the heck. I don't know what the damn hell they're doing. But respect, I guess. Nothing but respect. For real. I couldn't do it. Man, dude, Fournette's looked this exact way with the bald head and huge beard since he was like 19. Man. It is sad, man. There are a lot of dudes out there losing their hair before like 21. I feel for him. There goes Warren. All right, so we're going to sprint to the podium here. Pull a hamstring on the way to the podium, actually. Somebody as well I think we might bring up tomorrow if I do a risers video. It's Marvin Mims, dude. We don't like to celebrate injuries, but what am I trying to say? The Tim Patrick Achilles and like KJ Hamler's heart problem are both like pretty big pluses for Marvin Mims. Really condense this thing down. He should be a full-time participant in terms of routes. So he goes Singletary and Thielen. I gotta be honest, I'm looking at Mingo. I'm looking at Mingo and Roshan Johnson. Roshan Johnson did get hurt today, so that's a little bit scary for me to want to take him. We're going to take Mingo. We're going to take Mingo here. Because this is what I want to take shots on like rookie wide receivers late in a build like this where we're a little bit weak at flex here. Like most of the teams that I draft are really strong at flex, but this is just one of the, we went JT, Andrews, Lawrence, Dobbins. Like we only went 3 wide receivers through 7 rounds when usually I'm more like a 5 wide receiver there. So I love JSN, but we don't know, that might be more of a late season guy. Like I can't start him in the flex week 1, essentially. So it's really about taking these late season shots to kind of like, have a monstrous flex. But I like these guys. Mims can sort of come on, later on. Same thing with Mingo. Like, I like both of these guys. I would bundle Jaden Reed in there as well. Like to me, Mims, Mingo, and Jaden Reed like should all be like at most a round after Rashee Rice in like this 12th round area. You said the turn guy double tapping Dusty Olds in like 2 seconds. Yeah, dude, this Lundqvist guy has been an absolute menace. Henry Hopkins, of course. Dalvin Cook over JSN. Hey, man. Dude, your legs must be tired from running to the podium. Dude, I've been running wind sprints back and forth to the podiums, man. None of these, besides maybe Nico Collins and Kendre Miller, the rest of them have been very obvious picks to me. Henry, always worrying about the free look. But you do have a good point there. Yeah, there goes Jaden Reed. Thank God. All right, so I thought maybe it was like a little bit of a reach to take these 2 rookie wide receivers here, but not at all. Not at all. Fellas, I'm telling you guys, the rankings are really good right now. Like, I've literally just been looking at the rankings, just sort of casually drafting off of them. I think it helps as well. I have the ideal draft value tiers next to them as well. So I have Jonathan Mingo as an 11th, 12th round guy. So like we come to the 14th round, and it's like I'm sprinting to the podium to grab him. You know what I mean? Same thing with Mims. I have Mims as a 11th, 12th round guy. So we're getting him in the 13th round. That's an auto pick, And I don't have it like, every 12 picks I have like 10th round and 11th round. It's really just like I looked through the ADP for like a couple hours and just like, what pick would I be comfortable taking this player? Like some of them I only have, like I think I only have like, I almost treated it like NFL draft grades. Like, okay, these are the players I have as like 7th round grades, or these guys are the players I have as like 3rd round grades, But I think it's really nice. So there goes Gainwell. Pierce is gone. So Pierce is gone. Wow, that feels. Is that Jordan Love over? Is that Jordan Love over Geno Smith, guys? Tell me that ain't the case, man. Tell me that's not true, dude. You better have a Packers stack, Team 7. I swear to God. What are we doing? I mean, I love it. This is why I love drafting on this site. But like, what is this? What are these people doing? Look, I don't mean to clown, but we're taking unstacked Jordan Love when we already took Deshaun Watson, and we don't even have a Packer to get Jordan Love stacked to. And we have Geno Smith on the board. Like, what is the thought process there? Like, just walk me through what is the thought process there. Because if Jordan Love smashes, you don't even really benefit. You don't get the full benefit. You didn't pick any of the other pieces of the passing game. And if Jordan Love smashes, Jordan Love in his wildest dreams is still a guy that you're like 50-50, like, am I going to start Deshaun or Jordan Love? Like, there is almost no world where like Jordan Love is a definitively better start than Deshaun Watson over an entire season. So like, what the hell are we doing? Yeah, and he had Metcalf, and he passed on Geno. Wild times, man. wild times. I mean, again, we're in the league with him. Like I'm down for people to make suboptimal decisions in rooms with me. Like that's how we make money here. But it is just like, it's just funny. It's just funny, and I think it's good to highlight for you guys so you guys can kind of see, what kind of mistakes to be avoiding in your own drafts, right? Like that's so obvious. You have DK Metcalf already. If you think you need a QB2 there, why not just link it up with Metcalf? So that when Metcalf has his, 2-touchdown, 160-yard game, you could have some sort of correlation there instead of getting like a 5-point Jordan Love game and like a frozen tundra in the middle of December, It's just things to think through when you're drafting these teams, I guess. So Chark, Gallup, I'm a little bit. I've been roasting this guy's team so much that I don't have everything filled out. So I got Roshan. He's done. Hubbard is gone. I've been taking a little bit of Hubbard recently as well. Pierce and Hodgins gone. Those are actually kind of good picks. Hodgins gone. Pierce gone. Jordan, I don't think I have Jordan. I don't even have Jordan Love ranked in my top 200 players. Like, I don't even have to cross anybody off for that. That is nothing else I can really say besides that is interesting. That is a very interesting way to use 350. So this is true. You could own the tush push package. That is in the cards. I wouldn't bet on it, but it is in the cards. So now we're in a spot here. Singletary has gone. Gino's still on the board. I don't really feel a lot of pressure to take Gino, but we do have JSN. I'd probably be fine taking Gino as a backup. You said sprinting to the podium just to flame the other team's pick for the entire clock? Yeah, exactly, dude. So Jeff Wilson hasn't been taken. We're kind of in a good spot here where, like, we have a lot of wide receivers. I think on the team with Andrews, I don't really need to take I'm not going to take a second tight end. I'm open to a second quarterback, though. I don't think Lawrence is quite that elite to the point where I shouldn't worry about a backup. Has Thielen gone here? Yeah, he has. So Thielen goes. Did that guy take Raiders kicker over? Okay, I was gonna say. I thought he took Raiders kicker. I thought he was gonna say Raiders over Ravens for a second, which would have been pretty wild. So Zamir gone. I missed the Thielen, and I missed as well. Jeff Wilson's on the board, I believe. I gotta be honest, I don't have an aim for this pick. I might just take Gino. Seems like the guy at the one spot could take Gino and stack him to Lockett. And I kind of like that we're just in this guy's head. I think that's Raiders kicker. So we have Gino as our top-ranked guy here. Jeff Wilson also interesting. I'm gonna take Gino and see if Jeff Wilson makes it back to us. Just because, again, I think one takes. I think one is going to take. I think he would take Gino here if he could, and I think we have the luxury of taking a backup QB here. So let's go Gino. Now we're done at QB. I feel like we've cucked the one spot once again, which is pretty funny to me. And if he doesn't take Jeff Wilson, then we will, assuming that Jeff Wilson hasn't been taken. Gus Edwards gone? No. So we have like Gus Edwards still available. Gerald Everett is gone. I'm not taking a backup. Like I said, I'm not taking a backup. I am not going to take a backup tight end. Yeah, so Jeff Wilson's the pick, but if he goes, damn. Yeah. That makes sense. I think he was going to take Gino either way. Could have made the case that Jeff Wilson was probably a more impactful player to pick there than a backup QB. That's a fair take. Yeah, so he takes Kyler. He was 100% going to do that. All right, so I don't have a direction I want to go here. Let's do... I hate to say it, but this is probably going to be Clyde. I'm not taking Gus. All right, I'm taking Clyde. Let's go Clyde, and we'll get the good old Henry Thursday free look. You know, Clyde Edwards-Helaire goes out there in a dome game, and goes out there and you know, dominates. We're looking good. Yeah. If I could go back and take that pick back, I do love that we probably made Team 1 just absolutely throw his entire setup, but I do agree that probably in the context of this team, we needed to go. We didn't need to go, but I think Jeff Wilson was the first. We're in round 15. That was probably the first pick that I regret. I do kind of wish that we took Wilson, but it was truly one or the other. But if it was truly one or the other, I probably would have preferred to go Wilson. Just because we already have Lawrence, we don't necessarily need a backup QB anyways. I think it's fine. Oh, it's in KC. You said, does Deneric Prince go in these drafts? He probably doesn't. I'd be open to picking him, though. Cannot say Paris Campbell is a guy that I have ranked currently. Jeff Wilson and Kyler are guys that I have ranked, though. I don't think I have Gesicki ranked in my top 200. Should I just keep making my face smaller? I guess I'll put myself here. Nope, not where I want to. Nope. Bad idea. Oh my goodness. Now I'm like literally the smallest I could possibly be. We'll just put ourselves here. Not the best spot to put ourselves, but I think that probably works for now. So Henry gone, Clyde gone. All right. You said you like the Geno pick to snipe Team 1 yet? Dude, I'm telling you, he is on full tilt right now. Like 1,000%, he wanted Dobbins. Like, we have made this guy's life a living hell. I imagine he wanted that Damian Harris pick too, man. I imagine he wanted that Damian Harris pick. And I know for a fact he wanted that Geno pick. Put yourself in a draft slot. With the 8th pick in the 22nd round. Ron Stewart out of the greater New Jersey area. But yeah, I'll put myself here for now. I'll just put myself like over my draft slot, I guess. It's so tiny. Melvin Gordon's interesting. Melvin Gordon's an interesting pick. How do you feel about Malik Davis? I don't mind Malik Davis. I'd be open to him. I'd be open to a Malik Davis pick. So we have two more picks to make, and then we got kicker defense going. So we had Geno, CEH, Hancock, a free look at KCRBs actually seems really smart. Yeah, I honestly don't even mind. Yeah, that's actually a good point. That you can go Deneric Prince and CEH, get the free look on Thursday night, see how things go, and then you can just drop one of them heading into that Saturday. And even if one of them are sweet, you can even just start them. You know. Any guys you draft can be cut after the Thursday game on Saturday. So if you draft a KC Detroit guy that doesn't play or does nothing, you can drop them Saturday for some new blood. Yeah. What was your KDS tonight? I believe it was the same that we had last time. But it was like 1 through 5, then like 12, 10, then like 12, 11, 10, 6, 7, 9, 8. 8 last because we've already drafted there, and I don't like that slot. Yeah, I kind of like that. We might take Prince here in one of these next 2 picks. We got Matt in here. He just pulled up. Yeah, if you're in here, leave a like, fellas. I appreciate everyone that's been in here watching this draft. It's been probably my favorite one we've done so far, to be honest with you. But all the teams have been looking pretty nicely, or pretty nice. It's a $350 draft, full PPR, redraft managed league. 1 quarterback, 6-point passing TD, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, kicker defense, 10 bench spots. Set your lineup. You do waivers, but there is no trading in this league. We start at the 2 spot. It's 3rd round reversal, so just keep that in mind. We go Chase, Jonathan Taylor, Mark Andrews, Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin, Trevor Lawrence, J.K. Dobbins, JSN, Kadarius Toney, Nico Collins, Damian Harris, Kendre Miller, Marvin Mims, Jonathan Mingo, Geno Smith, Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the 16th round. I love it. I'm absolutely in love with this team. Also, everybody drop your favorite kicker and defense streamers. I always get to like the 19th, 20th round, and I'm like lost. So let me know. Who are we starting on defense and kicker in week 1? Yeah, smash that like button. Helps me out a ton, fellas. Helps me out a ton. And by the way, the reason we did this high-stakes draft tonight is because the redraft rankings are fresh off the press. My top 200 redraft rankings, I've been in the lab for the last like 24 hours. They are fresh off the press, August 1st. I have them tiered. I have the ideal draft round that I'm trying to take each of these players. I have tiers. I have positional rankings. I have how much they've changed since last update. It's all there. Patreon.com/SeanStewart. Link in the description, live chat, and comment section down below. Now, I haven't given a single thought about this pick. I've not given a single thought about this pick, like an absolute buffoon here. Gus Edwards gone. We're going to take Ty Chandler, man. We got a report today that, what's his name? Alexander Madison, like, limped off the practice field. Give me Ty Chandler, man. Give me Ty Chandler. We'll go Ty Chandler. I think I might take Deneric Prince. Don't necessarily have to take him right this second, I guess. I also might just take... Bengals kicker or Bills kicker, fellas. If I take one of these from a high-powered offense, we want Bengals kicker or Bills kicker? Who had the most points last year? Seems like Bills kicker is probably the play. This guy took Evan Hull. It's a sharp pick, man. I think I'm going to take Bills kicker. But it is close between Bengals and Bills. And people are saying McPherson. How come McPherson was kind of shitty last year? What's that all about? I don't know. Give me Bengals, I guess. I was going to take Bills, but I guess you guys are right. Like the weather, I don't know. I don't care. It's kickers. Maybe we're betting on a McPherson bounce back. I think I already have a Bills kicker, so I don't know. Bengals, yeah, so this guy is going to take... I don't really care. Kicker's a kicker. Any dumbass league mates in here? Any stupid-ass mouth-breathing league mates in here? There goes Travion Williams. McPherson, year 3 breakout coming. Yeah, I mean, he was electric in year 1. I guess... I don't know. I mean, I'm a believer in bounce backs and regression and stuff, so, I mean, maybe that's kind of how things work with kickers. I don't do any It's pretty funny that, like, in home leagues and managed leagues, like, kickers and defenses are part of the equation, but I just do zero prep for any of them, so kind of just wing it when it comes to those guys. Kind of just wing it. Travion did get carted off. I feel like that Travion Williams pick is a little bit weird as well. I sadly moved him outside of the top 200. I had him in there, and then I saw the report today, and I put him out. You said I want in this league? Dude, I'm telling you. The thing is, like, it's a high buy-in, right? $350 to get in, but I'm telling you, like, that price point isn't because, like, these guys are all super sharp. It's just because they have money to spend. So I think there's some edges you can kind of mine in here. Good call. Good call on week 13 buy. It's a good call. Henry, you have tiered kicker rankings? Henry, you're a sicko for that. Yeah, that's what I do too. I just default to subvert to down. That's a guy that I've been following through Reddit back when I used to like post articles and videos on Reddit. Before I started making YouTube videos, and I've just used his kicker rankings ever since. They're not perfect by any means, but nobody's kicker rankings are perfect. And he at least has kind of like an algorithm, like a machine learning algorithm that kind of, you know, corrects itself over the year. I agree. You get pretty good results from it. I mean, you're not going to win your league over... I mean, you're going to win single weeks over defensive kicker, but you're not going to make the playoffs because, like, your kicker is elite. I don't know. Whatever my DST or kicker is in my home league is off my team by week 5, and it's not because I was trying to stream it. I'm winging it, and I'm bad at winging it. Travion's just an ankle sprain. Yeah, but it's just not good. Like, he's just such a guy that's, like, always been hurt. And, like, I think getting reps in when you're trying to, like, fight for... Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just one of those things where you're fighting tooth and nail for that backup spot, and now Chase Brown and Chris Evans are going to have a nice little, like, week or two audition here to kind of, like, prove that they deserve that spot, I guess you could say. Damn, I would have I honestly took Bengals kicker there because I thought Prince might make it back to us, but I think I was sorely mistaken there. Sorely mistaken. I should have really taken Deneric Prince over Bengals defense. That was kind of a dumb move by me. I'm going to be straight up with y'all. So mark that down as the second fuck up of this draft. Both happening after round 15. And probably not really affecting how I feel about this draft, but two decisions that I gambled or I guessed wrong. Anybody have a favorite late round running back here? Malik Davis is already gone. Like, I guess Pierre Strong is a guy I could pick up, and like maybe if we don't have a Patriots signing, he kind of gets steamed up boards here. I'm trying to think. I could go with one of the Chargers running backs too, like a Kelly or a Spiller. Let me know. Anybody have any running back recommendations? Any just like... Or should this be I mean, I could take a Wan'Dale Robinson, but I also just don't really want to have to hold on to him for a while. Could probably take Kalosha Kerr as well. But I'm not all that interested in him. Like, I'd probably prefer to just take another handcuff here. But I am curious what you guys are thinking. Oh, Melvin Gordon's a good call, man. I know you've been bringing up Melvin Gordon. I don't hate that idea. We do already have Dobbins, though. I don't really... Yeah, Zach Evans is gone. Deuce Vaughn's actually fun. Deuce Vaughn's fun. If I want a wide receiver flyer, I could go Kalosha Kerr or Wan'Dale. I don't know. Pretty much... All right, so let's actually... I'll show you guys real quick. Ranking flex by ADP, we have like Knox, Mayer, Likely. I don't know why it's all tight ends, but we're not taking tight ends. We could go Josh Downs, Cordell Patterson, Pierre Strong, Kalosha Kerr, Wan'Dale, Izzy Abinaconda. We could go like Josh Kelly or Spiller, Deuce Vaughn. Dude, I think I'm going to take 20th round Richie James. I think I'm going to take 20th round Richie James, and we're going to get our free look, Henry. We're going to get another free look here. You know, if we can't get Deneric Prince, let's go 19th round Richie James and see what's popping there. 19th round Richie James. We'll get our free look. We'll see if Richie James pops off, and he does. We could use his week. Some people are saying Josh Downs. What do we think about defense this week, fellas? I also need a defense. I need a defense, but I could also just take Malik Davis is gone. Could take Josh Downs if I wanted another wide receiver. I don't feel super inclined to do so, though. What are these week 1? What are these week 1 matchups? Week 1 NFL schedule. If we can't go Washington. Who had the most points last year? The Jaguars. Who are the Jaguars playing? The Colts? What do we think about the Jaguars versus the Colts, fellas? Jaguars versus the Colts? I kind of like that. Dolphins play the Chargers. I'm good. I'm just like looking at who had the most points. Who had the most points last year? It was the Jaguars. They're playing a rookie quarterback. That is, I think, the play here. We have Chiefs defense just playing the Chiefs defense is playing the Detroit Lions. I don't want that. Seahawks. Fellas, are we looking at the same freaking... Some of you guys aren't looking at the... yeah, Jags versus Indy. I think that's the right call. Jaguars, I think, was the obvious pick there. I think I was just making that more difficult than it had to be. What a freaking team, man. What a freaking team. Miss the garbage, but I don't care. What a team. You said, Ron, what do you see as the upside case for Tony and Manage? I don't mind him in best ball, but not sure if I see a path in Manage. For me, it just seems like he could be a flex play where he has a stretch of like 6 weeks where he's actually out there on the field. He's definitely like a boom bustier type play, pause if needed. But I think he's someone that could make it into your lineup on a consistent basis, just given the team he's on. It's really just about him like finding a groove, really. But I do get that it's a, it is definitely a long shot. It's definitely a long shot, but I like the upside play just given his offense. He is somebody I do agree is probably better in best ball. But yeah, Henry makes a good point here with the KC Detroit guys that there's a little bit of a bump here. You can play like Kadarius Toney if he goes off on that first night. Wow, somebody took undrafted free agent Jets wide receiver Jason Brownlee. This guy Team 7 Knox is an absolute beauty, man. What the hell is that? But it's a really good point from Henry where he says the Thursday night games, how they work in these high stakes leagues. Now this is like the high stakes stuff, not in your home league, but the Thursday night game, you can use those points however you want. So if Kadarius Toney comes out here and drops a 25 bomb, I can then start him after the fact. If he has a 0, I can sit Kadarius Toney in that first week. And I know it's just 1 week, but being able to come out here and get a little edge in week 1, at least gives him it's at least something that I'm down to take. And I get he's not a great pick in redraft, but he is somebody that's like an 8th round ADP. We got him to fall a little bit. So yeah. Henry, you don't have to apologize to get to the stream on time. I will say, man, I freaking what am I trying to say? Like I didn't schedule this too far in advance, but the goal is this summer, starting August 3rd, we're going to do a stream with Jakob, and that's going to be fun. The goal is from there on forward to stream every single day through kickoff. So I don't really expect all of you guys to get to every single stream, but I do appreciate, like, I love having Henry's a guy, you guys seen him in the chat. He's a guy who is on, like, if we look at, I mean, not to just give him his flowers here, but, I hear all the time, like, what have you done before? Like, people always ask, like, analysts and stuff. Like, Henry's up here, man. Henry is on the career earnings list. Not to, watch his pockets, but he's on, like, the all-time career earnings list. He has a major win where he's won, like, $100,000 up top before. Henry knows what he's doing, so I do like having him in the room to bounce ideas off of. I enjoy having all of you guys in the room to bounce ideas off of. And this is what the team looks like at the end here. My goal is I want to be on this list. They have, like, a Hall of Fame as well. They have, like, I don't know however many Hall of Famers in here. We actually drafted with Vaccaro last time, who has, like, 286,000 career earnings. The goal is I want to be the youngest guy to get into this Hall of Fame. I want to be the youngest guy. I don't think there's anybody like pre-30 years old. But give me a couple of years. Give me a few years. I think that would be pretty cool. But here's what the team ends up looking like. How can I see? I don't want that. Let's go to my teams. Oh, yeah, I named this team Standing on the Gravitron, one of my favorite podcast episodes from my favorite podcast, Matt and Shane Secret Podcast. And it's not there yet, huh? Does it just not draft complete? How can I pull this team up? Why can we not pull this guy up? So never mind on that. Let's just go to this view. So this is us here. Our QBs are Trevor Lawrence and Geno Smith. Or actually, no. Let's just look at the board. I don't know what the hell I was thinking with all of this fancy schmancy stuff. We start from the 2 spot, servicing the audio listeners here. Fellas, give me a grade down below from F to A+. What do we think about this draft? We go, this is a full PPR, 6-point passing TD, 1 QB, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a tight end, a flex, a defensive kicker, and 10 bench spots. I think we honestly crushed it. We go Jamar Chase, Jonathan Taylor, Mark Andrews, Calvin Ridley, Terry McLaurin, Trevor Lawrence, J.K. Dobbins, JSN in the 8th round, Kadarius Toney in the 9th, Nico Collins in the 10th, Damian Harris, Kendre Miller, Marvin Mims, Jonathan Mingo, Geno Smith, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Ty Chandler, Bengals kicker, Richie James. We get a free look there with the KC Detroit game, and then we get Jacksonville Jaguars. I love this team. This might be my favorite one we've drafted so far, fellas. Might be my favorite one we've drafted so far. Getting a lot of A's in chat. I appreciate it. That's probably where I would go to. I'd say A+. It's tough to ever have an A+ draft, but super big fan of it. I will say, last note here, the reason we did this draft today was a little bit impromptu, but I finished literally fresh off the press, 7:45. I've dropped our official August top 200 redraft rankings for half PPR and PPR redraft managed leagues. In there, you have my top 200 rankings. I have what round, ideally, I'm taking each of these players in. I have them tiered. You have as well like a checklist as well that you can cross them off as you go. And I have the positional rankings as well next to them where you can see just the changes week over week, who's going up, who's going down. And then on top of that, you sign up for the Patreon, and in season, I help you out where we get Tuesday, waiver wire article. I go through my fab budgeting, who I'm trying to pick up and how much fab budget I'm spending on them. Then we have Wednesday, where I give you guys my rest of season rankings, so ranking the players, how I would rank them rest of season. Then Thursdays, you get my weekly rankings, where I say who I would start in a given week. I have flex rankings, all that good stuff. And then Sunday, I update the weekly rankings, and then I go live before kickoff for the patrons only, and we go through to a start-sit stream where I help you guys out with last-minute start-sit decisions. So you get all of that, plus the rankings on the Patreon. It's a good deal. Make sure you check it out. Patreon.com/Ron Stewart. I'll have a link down below in the description, a link down below in the comment section, and a link down below in the live chat while we did this recording. I appreciate you guys coming out here. Be on the lookout. We'll have a video tomorrow. We'll have 1 to 2 videos tomorrow, probably 1 video tomorrow. Stream Thursday, and then from Thursday through week 1, we'll be streaming every day. So buckle up. It's August. It's time to show up or shut up. Now is our time to get in here, produce some of the best fantasy content in all of the land. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for coming out tonight, and I will see y'all in the next one.